everybody. Can you hear me? All right, I'm going to stand here. I will try not to cross the green line. All right, I'm Adam Farmer from Driven Plastics. I want to talk to you a little bit about transforming plastic waste into sustainable infrastructure. So we have two large problems, and I want to talk about them real quick. 90% of all the world's plastics is not recycled. I think we all kind of know that in our hearts, and so I want to talk to you a little bit about what we can do. Here, specifically in Michigan, actually. There we go. Over 700,000 tons of film is uncaptured in Michigan, film specifically. So what does that look like? You know, we talk about tons, pounds, kilograms maybe sometimes about waste. So what does that actually look like? So I have an example here of my colleagues looking at 15 tons of film just in this picture. You can kind of see these are baled plastic, this is what we get commercially. Each one of those sits on a pallet, 4x4 square, and is about 4 feet high. And that is Chris here, one Chris for scale. It's a very official SI unit we use. And Chris is not a small guy. And you can see that is huge. When I talk about 700,000 tons, 15. Massive amounts of plastic, right? So I do have a solution. And I want to talk a little bit more about the second problem first. 60% of the US roads are in poor to mediocre condition. I think we can all agree to that. We all use the roads a lot, and we can all see that there are issues here, right? I don't have to get into too many details. We all are consumers here. So our solution, we take the plastic, specifically the hard-to-recycle plastic, which I'll talk about in a second, and we make an asphalt additive that is actually high performance. This is actually our physical flake in the background, nice and pretty and blue. It's not always that color, but I included the pretty one for y'all. So some advantages of our product here. This is actually a road that we did here in Pueblo, Colorado. So it increases road life by 20% being a polymer modified asphalt. It's a 5% reduction in maintenance costs in closures. It also is infinitely recyclable. You put plastic in, you grind it out, you can reuse it over and over and over and over again. We actually replaced the incumbent virgin polymer that's in about 40% of all roads across the US. There's already plastic in it. We're going to replace it with our plastic, or actually y'all's plastic, in it. So a little bit about the product. We combine it with this thing we call an RET, a compatibilizer. It's the actual secret sauce that combines the asphalt and the polyethylene in this nice little matrix in your asphalt to use as a road. We can do it two different ways, before the plant or after. Either way, it reduces material costs. You're using it instead of oil. It's a drop-in for existing equipment, no new fancy blenders or any fancy equipment. It's drop-in for current mix designs, which is a fancy recipe for asphalt. And here's the kicker. We use 3 to 10 tons of plastic per lane mile, which is 12 feet wide and a mile long. About Michigan. So tons and lane miles here. So Michigan actually has 257,000 lane miles of paved asphalt. About 13,000 is repaved every year. So keep that in mind. Now, I didn't tell you to remember that 700,000 pounds in the CRISPR scale. I want to talk about how plastic is classified. So you have it in A, B, C types of film. This is quality, A being the best, clear, great stuff, B being the middle, C being the worst, and then actually non-polyethylene. So here at Driven, we can't take anything that's not non-polyethylene, sadly. The A stuff actually already has an end market. We talk about bag-to-bag, which is huge. We also talk about making other construction materials. We don't want that either. It already has a home. What I want is the stuff that does not have a home, the really dirty stuff, the B's and the C's. That's what Adam wants. So we have about 274,000 tons of the hardest to recycle stuff. That can be 27,390 miles of high-quality, long-lasting pavement. Now, you're saying there's 13,000 of lane miles that only get paved every year? Well, I do have a solution. We got to fix the roads, right? All right, so a little here under the hood. Here at Driven Plastics, we do get, using our material, it's a reduction in greenhouse potential here there. We also have, that's a huge screen, the life cycle analysis. That's a QR code on our website. It will show you that using our material, even though there is a cost, will save you money in the end as it extends life. We also have a little bit about microplastics here, that it's not a concern using our product. Feel free to look at it. It's an official paper, not ours. There's negligible microplastics from using our product. So, all right, Adam, this is a flash in the pan. Where are you guys? We're all across the U.S. Washington to Florida, Texas, clearly in Colorado, Arizona, and of course, our great state of Michigan. We were actually already here 3 places. Here in Midland County, we got some parking lots and roads. In Saginaw Valley State University, also a parking lot in Holland, Michigan with Meijer, grocery store apparently you guys love. We did a parking lot there. So 30 plus miles, 220 tons of single-use grocery bags. We're here. So what do I need? I need you guys champions, 3 different types. I'll go quick. Specification for someone internal that could help me with an MDOT for actually getting it approved. Some adoption, an agency who's interested in scaling. The product works, it works great. We're here already. Let's make it happen. And then also supply partners locally in Michigan to give me some of your film that you don't want. So that's me. Thank you for your time. Yeah.
Thanks, Adam.